Hi everyone. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a divination on what happened with my divination for the Turkish election of 2023. Um, this is kind of unusual in terms of getting a divination wrong because usually when I look at what happened during a divination where I made the wrong call, it's kind of obvious the mistake I made, the thing I overlooked or the thing that I misinterpreted. But in this particular election, I kind of had set up the reading as, Erdogan versus, I guess, the not Erdogan vote. And while I was shuffling the cards, the tower just kind of leapt out of the deck and into the Erdogan side, which to my way of thinking, if the tower appears in a reading, that's a failure. And I have a hard time I've had a hard time wrapping my mind around how how that was a divination that should have told me that Erdogan was going to win. So I'm going to just do some Dragon Song to try and figure that one out. So here goes. Oh. If you want to win a game, rigged by chance or fair, let yourself be ready for the death spires in the air. Should you have been ready for me, should you have been free? If this is a lot to win, then let this lot be me. If this one was ready for the world he has to change, if this one was Ataturk, then you would not be strange. That was what you called for, it will be much too far. And if you have a lot to say, then let that lot be heard. If you have to be there, and if you can be yourself, how could this have happened, say the ones who thought so well? If this is a needed one, if this is who you are, if everyone depends on you, how can a loss be hard? Hmm. Okay, I guess in terms of that, it seems as though it seems based on what I'm hearing there that maybe um, Erdogan is in over his head, but his coalition requires him to keep winning these elections. Um, they need they need Erdogan there as a figurehead, but it's not necessarily the best for that side to have Erdogan out in front like that. It's interesting. They say we have a time of charismatic leaders. Social media kind of leads to charismatic leaders, in a similar way that when radio was new, it led to charismatic leaders in a new way. Um, it's an interesting question. Uh, I guess the implication I'm getting from this follow-up divination is that winning the election wasn't necessarily, or Erdogan winning the election wasn't necessarily the best outcome for the people who backed him to win, for the coalition that was for Erdogan. But this is still I had to do a lot of um, soul searching before coming back online after not just getting that one wrong. You can have a bad reading, but to have that reading be so significantly pointing in the opposite direction of what I was trying to do. I think my own challenge in getting better right now is to really nail my questions down, because the answer can come pretty reliably, but if you're asking the wrong question, if you're asking who wins this versus who is going to be elected, that can that can really change um, what an answer means if you're unclear about the question. So I think that's a skill that I'll definitely need to keep practicing in the years and months to come.